Welcome to King of Hearts, Queen of Sorrows, my platform for discussing one of my favorite shows of all time, Mobile Fighter G Gundam. I'm your host, Matthew Munoz. I'm an aspiring author and selective enjoyer of anime. I say selective enjoyer because I can't keep up with most of the anime, and I think I don't like most of it because most of it's not super good. I don't call myself an anime fan. I call myself a Star Wars fan and like a Kamen Rider fan, but definitely not an anime fan because it's just too broad. I can't say I love all the Ghibli movies that I've seen, which is like 6 or 7 of them. G Gundam Yu Hakusho, which by the way, this month, actually before you hear this, or anyway, around the time you hear this, I will have put out a big kind of retrospective thing, 18-minute long video up on my channel, which is about Yu Yu Hakusho. And the reason that's important, and by the way, my channel is Recypher on YouTube, and you can find links to it at luminousbeings.blog. The reason that's important is because I probably should have done this podcast about Yu Yu Hakusho, not this one about G Gundam, but I'm moving things along. I'm making things up as I go along. And part of the reason I'm doing this podcast is because I want to discuss G Gundam, kind of review it in a very short form way, because I watched it all the way through and I loved it, and it's definitely one of my favorites, like I said. And because of that, I want to kind of decipher why it's good and break it down and figure out what it is. So I'm planning on doing a rewatch and doing a little podcast about it, a very short form. I'll talk about each episode in specific for like 2 minutes or 4 minutes at the most, and I might sandwich it together. It's funny, the anime, when it came out on disc back in, I don't know, the 2000s, it was, they called the discs, instead of collection 1 and collection 2, it was round 1, round 2, all the way to round 13. So I'm thinking about doing 13 episodes, and aside from this, episode 0, and in those I'll probably talk about a few episodes at a time, and maybe I'll make some scant notes for myself to aid me in discussing G Gundam as a topic for Shadow Font, which is another show I've got on YouTube, which is also linked at my blog, which is about me talking about the best stuff in a show and or any other piece of media, and me figuring out how I can emulate that or bring that forward. Like, what about those great things that move me in a piece of media spoke to me, and like, how can I capture those, basically? So, anyway, so I've seen G Gundam beginning to end recently. Probably finished it like 2 weeks ago. I have a bunch of stuff on my channel that I'm waiting to publish, or not a bunch, like 2 or 3 things about it that I'm meaning to publish, and these episodes might come out instead of the offhand remarks, which was the thing I was doing about G Gundam previously, but I'm not 100% sure, so we'll just have to see how that goes. But I do plan on there being at least the 13, maybe a couple more if I don't get to talk about everything I want to talk about, and I'll probably talk about all the episodes as I'm going through. And then after I finish talking about all the episodes and, giving spoilers for every arc of the show and basically every episode, I might real quick, like Domon, in episode 1, Domon goes to Italy and he fights Michelob Chariot and he beats him. Boom. And, sorry if I spoiled that for you, but it's in the first episode, so come on. But I might talk about some different key things from there that I think are interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and save that for the actual episodes, and then maybe after that I'll talk about like the meta-narrative, or not the meta-narrative, but like the broader themes of the show, because I think there's like 2 or 3 themes. One is definitely like love and connecting with people, and another is defending the earth and protecting nature, and humans are part of nature. So that's all kind of intertwined and a little bit of a mess, but in the best possible way. And I kind of might even, in the episodes I do for King of Hearts, Queen of Sorrows, I might talk about like how the show was structured and paced and all those things, because it is kind of funny. It's almost like halfway through the show you think it could be over, and then it just keeps going, but it really does make sense in the plot. It's just I don't know if I would have changed things or not, but I'll get into those discussions later. So that is going to be it for now. That's my little introduction, just so you know who I am, and that's you can subscribe. There should be a link somewhere here, and definitely on luminousbeings.blog. I'll make it available for you to be able to subscribe there, if not on on the YouTube as well. So you'll be able to get a video format with this and an audio. In the video, I don't plan on putting too much imagery for you to look at, just because I'm working on so many things right now. I don't have the time. But the audio, for sure, the video will have like the thumbnail that I use in the post when I post the show. Anyway, that is all I have to say for now. Goodbye. Thank you for your time, and remember to go out there and grasp happiness.